ask me why I don't give nice shoes.
And away we go. No trades today, Monster Vision? Well, it's been one of those days. It's slim pickings, to be fair. It's been very slim pickings. Not, you've got to be patient with days like today. You can't just jump in and, you can't just jump in and trade things for the sake of trading. It's just not, it's not worth it. Not worth the risk. You may as well not take a trade at all. So, fair play to you, Monster Vision, for having the patience and the discipline not to jump in. And the only reason that I'm able to find these stocks to pick is I've got the scanners open in front of me and not really going out because, quite frankly, I'm still self-isolating. So I can't go out and really do anything. I took the dog for a walk in the park earlier, but I was out in the fresh air away from everybody, so not too bad. It's 100% stick to the plan. Don't deviate from the plan. Stick to the strategy. It works. Trust me, it works. And when you deviate from a strategy, that's usually when things go airy and you lose money. And you start thinking to yourself, well, does the strategy work? And you're like, well, it does if you stick to it. And that's half the problem is having the discipline to stick to the strategy, even when there are no setups presenting themselves that fall in line with the strategy. And you'd start thinking, well, maybe I need to change my strategy. No, you don't. Stick to the strategy. Don't trade. If it means you're going to have a day or even 2 days where you're not trading, then don't trade. Yeah, there's not a lot of movement at all today. Inspire was a good one from the first thing from pre-market for those people that like the smaller price stocks. Cano Health was also one that moved up pre-market. Did nothing, kind of sold off and then just consolidating around the $5.50 since then. Redbox had a couple of moves today. I didn't quite get on one. This was a nice little move. Zoom out. So this was a nice little move up past the VWAP and then up. So from around kind of 11:30-ish, it was a good, nice move up, and it's just sideways since then. Clean had a good move. I managed to get some of this up at the top end. Got over $1,000 out of Aeroclean, but to be fair, what was crucifying with Aeroclean was the spreads. Still, you know, at the moment, Aeroclean spreads are about 7 or 8 cents, but it was like 14 cents at one stage, which was not great. Veru, we traded this first thing, pretty much all were traded first thing after the bell, and we rolled that up. We got over $2,000 with Aeroclean and then gave some back, so it's time to go for a walk at that stage. Sorry, this is a Veru. Rivian made a good move. start off with, but then it's just choppy sideways. And this is this choppy sideways movement is kind of typical at the moment. We went through a lot of this choppy sideways movement in May, and I was just taking trades for trading's sake, and it cost me a lot of money in May. So I'm being more selective with my trading. Good evening, Matt. Revlon, we got a little bit here on this move up, but that's about it. So again, very choppy. You can see very choppy sideways movement. The markets as a whole are green, which is good. Don't mind seeing the markets in a bullish fashion. So this is the S&P500 is green on the day, 0.5%. Got the Nasdaq, which is almost a full percentage point up today. We've got Russell Index, which is down, which is really why I guess I'm finding it difficult to find trades at the moment. It's these slim pickings, because the Russell Index is the low cap index. It's the small caps, and it's the one of the, if you're looking at the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, they're all up today, but the Russell's down. So it's the small caps that seem to be suffering at the moment, and that's where I get the most volatility, is in the small caps. So just about being patient at the moment in markets like this, where it's very choppy sideways. You get moves up, but they tend to not be on great volume, or you get moves which are not sustained. So you'll get sporadic moves, and then a lot of sideways chop with another sporadic move, and you tend to miss those anyway. So it's best just being patient. You don't have to trade every day. If you trade twice a week, and you're getting, say, 40 cents both days, you can make a nice, healthy living just 2 trades a week. Not worth. It's not worth taking a trade just for the sake of taking a trade. It really isn't. The red box could have been decent to ride this up from here, but I missed this one. I saw red box, it was about here. So I missed the majority of the move, and it was kind of sideways chop from there. So not really good for me, but hopefully some people got on that and made profit. AMC today was the meme stocks in general. Very sideways chop, initial sell-off, and then sideways chop just above the VWAP now. So, you know, slim pickings. So we're looking at Lexicon Pharmaceutical here. It's again slim pickings, because if we zoom out, what you get here is, you see the VWAP here, the blue line going straight, pretty much horizontal. So that's an indicator that it's sideways moving. So the VWAP is a very good intraday trend indicator. If the VWAP is pretty flat, it means that the price movement across the course of the days is pretty sideways. Also, if the action is taking place across the VWAP, so candle formations above and below, it means it's sideways chop. And that's pretty much what's been happening with most of the stocks, is you'll get these little moves down and then up, and then break above the VWAP and down below the VWAP. And so you look at the VWAP, and it's basically showing you it's sideways chop. Not a lot of opportunity for intraday trading. So which is why I like to have the VWAP on there, because if the VWAP is pretty horizontal, it really is a good indicator to say that there's not really much volatility in the price action. Matt, you better off just staying out of it. Just you know, if you're going to trade on paper, because you're not well. If you're not well, so I'll go for Oxy. Have a look at Oxy now, because I did tell you to get out of Oxy earlier. But again, you look at Oxy, how it sold off, and it came back up again, and it's pretty much break even on the day. So right now it's not even 0.2 up. So after its initial sell-off, it came back and it's back where it started. So you've not lost anything with Oxy, you've not gained anything with Oxy. Maybe by not being in it, you've got you've saved yourself a little bit of stress. Tech's looking strong. The tech sectors, they're looking the strongest at the moment across the board. I mean, if you look at the Nasdaq, which is the tech sector, the Nasdaq's up 1.2% today. The S&P 0.75%. So the techs are looking stronger. Will they continue to rally? Probably. How long for? I don't know. Will it be sustained? Probably not. We've got more interest rate hikes on the way. So I can see that we'll have this, what's known as a bear market rally, which is what we're having right now. Having a bit of a bear market rally, and then it'll sell off again. That's what the analysts are telling us, and that's what I actually believe myself. Yeah, I'm feeling much better today. I think this is the best I've felt for, well, since I actually contracted it in the first place. Sell off after FOMO. That's the story of my life. If I jump in and as a result of FOMO, you know, if I jump in and chase the action as a result of FOMO, it always sells off. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Kinga. It always sells off when you jump in after FOMO. No, but you're absolutely right. The FOMC, it always seems to have, it doesn't always, but it does tend to have a bit of a negative reaction on the markets when they after the meetings and the minutes come out. But you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I wouldn't say I'm trading better, Super Chip. Last month was probably some of the best trading I've done in my life, if I'm being completely candid about it. Last month I had my second best ever trading month since I started. Very close to having my best month. But if I hadn't got COVID, I probably would have had my best month ever. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Last week I needed, so on Thursday I needed $1,000, well, $1,700 to actually have my best ever trading month. And I lost 2,800, but I just wasn't in the right frame of mind. I was forcing myself to trade last week because I was sick, and I was so close to having the best my best ever trading month that I was forcing myself to trade, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have just been happy with what I had. Hey Zane like a boss. Oh, see the dog. See, you've got some fans coming to meet me, Akko. Fans coming just for you. Otsy says hello. Otsy the dog says hello. So I'm just looking for something to move. I'm not worried. This is like early doors yet in July. Yesterday we had our aspirational goal of $5,000 a day. We overachieved on that yesterday. Today we're not quite there yet, it doesn't matter if we don't get there. We're having a decent day. $3,000 a day is a very good return by anyone's stretch of the imagination. So I mean, I'm happy with 3,000 today. I'm 3,000 up at the moment. But if something presents itself, we might be able to get a little bit more out of the day. Be nice. Calm down, Matt. I wouldn't say you're the number one, top three maybe, but good afternoon, Alphabet, or good evening rather, where I am. So I'm just looking at this is the SPY or the S&P 500. Let's have a look at Revlon. I'm surprised Revlon's still going. It's up at 6.5 right now. Rivian has not had a bad day. It's very sideways chop though. This is the thing, is a couple have had decent moves and some of them moved big on low volume, so you couldn't really get in safely. And then the kind of sideways chop from there. So there's a lot of that sideways chop at the moment. Yeah, I would say my COVID's on the way out. I feel a lot better today than I have done for, well, over a week now. So the fact I was actually able to go out and have a proper walk with the dog today, which I've not been up to up until today. I've just not been up to it. So she's been having very short walks, which she's not been happy about, but hard lines, you know. I didn't manage any wine. I just wasn't up to it, Alistair. There's no point drinking wine when you're sick and you're not going to enjoy it, you know? Especially when, you know, my head was already dizzy. I was already lightheaded. I didn't need wine to get lightheaded at the weekend. Tilray. Let's have a look at Tilray. I've not traded Tilray for many. Tilray. 353 at the moment. So again, the ATR on Tilray is not great. So trying to take advantage of moves on Tilray is difficult, because the actual range is not the range of the movement's not great. The average true range. But if you look at the actual movement of Tilray, nice move up, sell off and bouncy, sell off down, move up, and a sideways chop. So again, even Tilray is it's a good 30-cent move across the day. This initial move, 30 cent initially, then it's just kind of sideways chop. But the initial 30-cent move was interesting. But 30 cents, which, what, 10%, 10-15% across the course of the day. Well, not even 8-9%. So there's not a lot you can get from that. It really has been slim pickings today. It's good to see some of the day trade with Tony students being profitable though. Even though it's been slim pickings, you know, the principles being taught on the course seem to be serving a few people well, which is great. Well, if I'm up to it this weekend, I probably will celebrate it this coming weekend. I'll have my money by then as well. Actually, I'll check that later. It might be in my bank account already. Probably not, because of the bank holiday on Monday, so it'll probably be tomorrow when it lands. No problem at all, Matt. Just take it easy. Get your head down. Sleep it off. I think I might have given you the COVID through the channel. COVID channel. Do we have anyone on YouTube? Let me know on YouTube or Twitch if you're there. Just let me know in the comments if you've been trading. Are you profitable? Are you green? What's been your go-to stock today? Good stuff, Matty. Any more news on the Christmas party? Are you on drugs there, Alistair? I mean, come on, it's July. How dare you start talking about Christmas in July? What are we, some kind of high street department store? Come on. Have I seen that Alpesh stock picking game? That sounds like a drinking game from Scotland. I don't... Alpesh stock picking game? No, I've not seen it. Not sure what you're referring to there, Super Chip. Right, let's have a look, see if we've got any good movement. AMC seems to be moving upwards. Above the VWAP at least. Again, it's sideways chop. Not much in terms of patterns. I don't know what there is with all these people going live with the same bloody profile picture. When do I put my tree up? It depends where you're asking me to put, which tree you're talking to, and when I get invited to put it up. But let's not go there. Well, a break-even day, Matty, is better than a red day. Let me know what your go-to stock has been in the chat. ASPN? I'll take a look at ASPN for you. Aspen aerogels. Very sideways since last week is Aspen aerogels. It gapped down heavy last week, and then it had a pre-market flutter upwards, sold off, and it's been very sideways. I'm looking at the 60-minute, so if we look at the 60-minute here, so I'll just zoom out a little bit so you can see it gapped down heavy last week after hours, and kept on selling off in the pre-market session. Then it had a rally in the pre-market session the following day, and sold off. And then it's been very sideways since. So what do I think about it? It's got volatility, but there's no trade there. It's not exhibiting any decent trend. It's getting short on this sell-off would have been a good trade, or getting the bounce back up. What's known as this is very much a classic dead cat bounce before just consolidation sideways chop. So that's what Aspen aerogels for me. Not much to trade with that one at the moment. Alistair, do I put it up myself? That will be painful. I don't know. I've not seen it. Super Chip. I'll take a look. I'll look out for it. Sure. I'll see if I can find it. See what you're talking about. But it's not something that I'm familiar with. I might be, but I'm not. It's just not registering with me. Oh, we had a little bit of a move, but it's not really got great volume at the minute. It's getting a little bit of volume coming in, not in terms of had this little couple of spikes here that were over 100,000 a minute. Now it's back down to kind of 30,000 a minute or whatever. So I would say that Calera Public had this little spurt a few minutes ago, but it's not sustaining. That's the problem. A UK guy that thinks he's posh, there's a lot of those. I think this is a recent IPO, if I'm not mistaken, Matty. Done nothing but sell off since last week, but trying to make a bit of a rally today, so it'll be interesting. It's been very sideways most of today. If you look at this on the 30-minute, 15-minute even, you can see it made its initial move up and then it's been very sideways. So again, limited pickings. If it breaks above $5, try to test highs. Needs to get above $5 really. I think there's more than one more squeeze left in Redbox. There might be one more squeeze left today, but I think Redbox could have a few more squeezes left. What, 12% up today, Redbox? Let's have a look at what the latest latest figures are. Redbox short interest. So short interest percentage of float 154%. Source Nasdaq short interest. Capital IQ float. Okay, so this is from direct from Fintel. We've got Redbox has a potential short squeeze. We've got 0.62 days to cover. Got off exchange short volume ratio 53%. Short interest percentage of 154%. So Redbox, what date is all this from? That's today. Last updated the 6th of the 7th, which is today. Yeah. And the cost to borrow on Redbox is shocking right now. Yeah, so if you look at the details on Fintel, sorry, it's Redbox is hugely, massively shorted. So yeah, I think the problem with failed to deliver though, Mad Max, is that there's no real punishment. You know, we've seen that with how many times have we seen that with AMC and Bed Bath and Beyond and some of the other ones. The punishment for failing to deliver is nominal. It's like next to nothing in comparison to you know, for the big hedges and stuff. So there's no real, what's the word I'm looking for? There's nothing to discourage them from deterrent. There's no real deterrent. So, I mean, there's clearly a huge amount of synthetic shares floating around for Redbox to be able to be 153% shorted, or 153% short interest, should I say. So there's clearly a lot of synthetic shares knocking around. And that in itself is questionable, you know, ethically questionable. I'll tell you what, Super Chip though is I can pretend I'm posh. I can say that I'm a UK who thinks I'm posh. Anybody from the UK will recognise my accent and know that I'm not, but people who are not from the UK might actually think that I am posh. If they don't recognise the accent, you know. Yeah, but so going back to what I was saying to you, Mad Max, is that there is, see, Redbox is going through a lull at the moment. It did have that push back in June. We've not had what I would consider a massive short squeeze on Redbox yet. It's 100% from where it is right now, but well, 200% even. A real short squeeze push, and you're probably going to get 400, 500, 600% moves. And we've not seen that yet. So if you think about where BlackBerry went to, where AMC went to, I mean, AMC went from like $11 up to 50 something, 56 I think it was. GME went from like $30 up to 570 or whatever it was. So Redbox is yet to have a big short squeeze. It's had a bit of a squeeze, but it's yet to have a big short squeeze. And we've still got that looming acquisition as well from Chicken Soup for the Soul. Chicken Soup for the Soul. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I mean, it's a bigger float, so I don't know about it being. I don't know about Redbox going to $500, but there's nothing saying it can't. I'll have a look at them just for you, Super Chip, whilst I've got nothing better to do at the moment. Chicken Soup for the Soul. Okay, so Vivo. Meridian Bioscience, also known as Vivo. So this is, again, sideways chop. Had quite a steady climb, and then massive sell-off. So be careful. Not huge volume. Not huge gains either. Like 7% up on the day. Currently $33.50, but not really trending. I'm not seeing the trends that pronounced. Let's have a look at TTMP for you. Titan Pharmaceutical, low price one, currently $1 a share. Again, this is up 66% on the day, so it's been gathered, and it's quite good volume as well. 10 million shares traded today. Don't know what the catalyst is. I'll find out though very, very quickly. It's not what I normally trade. I don't trade anything under $2 for a number of reasons. Titan Pharmaceuticals are trading higher after the company announced FDA clearance of its IND application for nalmefene implant. So it's an FDA clearance. That's why TTMP is moving up. So if you like these low price stocks, this has had a good catalyst, and it's still making it's still testing highs. So fair play. You've been trading that? Good luck to you. And this one made its move up. It's now on its way down, so it's below the VWAP now, which means it's downwards trending. It made its move up over lunchtime, and then hit its peak of kind of 308. It's now down at 279. 12%, 11.5% up on the day at the moment as it stands.
That's the way computers
Not a huge volume right now. The volume's died out. So VRCA, Verica Pharmaceutical, probably not the one you want to be trading into the close. What was the last one? That Verve. Oh, I've traded that one before. I'm pretty sure I have. Verve. This is Verve Therapeutics. This is up at 1760s. It's up 10% on the day. Probably as high as 11%. Again, the volume's not here. Look, the highest volume bar here is like 6,000 shares a minute. But we're not really getting the volume to trade it. That's the problem. 445,000 shares traded all day long. So that's the problem with Verve, I guess. Let's have a look at. Yeah, I have traded this. I've traded this up in the 30s back in the day. See my support resistance levels that I'd drawn at the time. This would have been back in February, March. Once you've traded something, if you've made a profit with it, you tend to remember it. If you've not made a profit with it, if you made a loss, you try and want to forget it for some reason. But yeah, moving and whether there's a trade is two different things, Super Chip. So right now, like I say, Verve, it's moving up. It's got 10%, which is fine. It's not a problem. I mean, I can see that it's not got the volume for any decent trade. It's on the it's here on the list here. Verve Therapeutics on the list here in Benzinga. So it depends on what you set your scanners up to find. There's no news catalyst either with Verve. I was looking at filed for a mixed shelf of up to 400 million on Friday. Changes in beneficial ownerships. Form 4 filed today. What you got to look for is you want to look for the trade setup, not just a moving stock. If you're looking for a moving stock, then you're always going to find stocks that are moving on any given day. It's just a case of, are they setting up well to trade and be profitable? Are they setting well up for a trade that's reliable that you can actually take advantage of? It's going to give you a bit of range, a bit of momentum, following a particular trend that you can actually predict. You get the entry signals, you get in, and you get the exit signals, and you get out. If that's the case, great. If it's not the case, then you don't trade it, and Verve doesn't have it right now. Yeah, well, you'd think that, wouldn't you, Mad Max? Shorts have got to cover sometime, you think. That's not been the case with GME and AMC in a lot of cases, though. They've just been holding on and adding to the positions, which, go figure, you'd think they'd be so far underwater at this stage. if Verve breaks $18, what if it breaks $18, Super Chip? I'm not trying to be a dick or anything, but even if it breaks $18 at the current rate, it can break $18, but there's no trade there. You get a gradual move up, gradual moves up, but there's no entry. There's no safe entry, should I say? There's no volume for the follow through. So even if it would continue to move up, you just can't predict it. You want predictable, clear, predictable movement that's got volume, so that you've got other people trading it as well. That's what makes it predictable. You want more people trading it. Right now, if you look at the volume, we're looking at you know, less than 3,000 shares a minute, which is negligible. If you can't trade it predictably, don't trade it. It's quite simple, really. Let's have a look at Veru. Is it still moving up? It looks like it. It's below the VWAP, so I'm not going to get involved in Veru right now. It's too far below the VWAP. Red box is above the VWAP, but very sideways chop. Again, look at if you look at the volume here, you can see the scale here. So this is 9.7 thousand shares, and this is on the per minute. These histogram bars are on per minute, so we're not getting 20,000 shares a minute on red box at the moment. So that's just, there's no trade there. There's not enough volume to trade it. Euroclean. Well, we've got 27,000 on this one, 29,000 on this one. Again, it's not, the volume's just not enough to trade it right now. That's what's been missing all day, mostly of today, is we're lacking that volume, for which in itself creates volatility. So we need volume. Hey, Les. Hey, King Bob. Well, Citadel were the ones that were responsible for, the rumors are that Citadel were the ones responsible for the crash of the whole Terra Luna debacle in crypto as well. So, and I believe that they are taking aim at the USD Tether. And if that crashes, that's going to take a lot of houses with it. Well, it's Ken Griffin, and the problem with Citadel is that they are, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? They're gatekeeper, master, and player. That's all at the same time. So they're the ones that they're the market makers. They're a hedge fund. They're actually shorting stuff. That Ken Griffin is nefarious when it comes to the lots of nefarious activities for Ken Griffin and his group of companies when it comes to manipulating the market. Would I stay long in oil? It depends how sunny it is. If it's sunny, then I might put a bit more on during the evening, kind of thing, just late afternoon. Depends on the factor as well. So if I'm out long, if I'm out all day, then I'll probably stay long in oil. But if I'm just going out for a bit of a sunbathe in the afternoon, maybe just put an oil, you know, put it on once and then wash it off a little bit later, you know. So oh well, would I stay invested long in oil? Personally, no. Right now, it's too. So the energy stocks right now, I wouldn't go long on any of them. I would be day trading them because of the volatility of the energy market right now is you can get some big runs intraday, and even swing trading it's on some occasions, but you can get some big runs intraday and then it can sell off intraday as well. So taking advantage of the momentum, whether it's to the upside or to the long side, or whether it's on the way back down again, you'd be able to short it and take advantage of that as well. So it's just too volatile right now to stay long in any energy stocks, I would say right now. As gas, if Russia pulled out of the Ukraine and turned the taps back on, you'd see that energy prices would fall overnight. Well, famous last words though, that Mad Max. Greed gets the best of most of us, but a lot of those market makers and funds are losing a lot of money because of greed, and actually making a lot of money because of retail greed. So it's kind of swings and roundabouts, you know. We'll go. £86 for a half tank of diesel. You'd be lucky to get half a tank of diesel for £86. It depends on the size of your tank. If you're only in a Fiat 1.1, then you might get away with it. If you're in a Volvo S80, 86 quid ain't going to fill my tank of diesel up, that's for sure. My Volvo's a thirsty beast. I've got an S80, and trust me, it costs more than 86 quid to fill that. But what am I going to do? To be fair, I've not been using it that much, so it's not costing me a lot of money to fill it up because I'm not using a full tank very often. Yeah, mine's a 2.8. A beast. Need to get rid of it actually. Need to get hybrid or a maybe look at the latest Volvo electric. Looks nice. I'll get better than 39 mpg though. That's you need to get that looked at. You should be getting better than XC70. You should be getting better than 40 miles per gallon on a diesel. Sure you should. Ah, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Is anybody seeing anything moving right now? It's been a quiet day for the most part. To be fair, there's not been a lot of movement. Peru moving upwards nicely, back up over $13. Is there going to be an entry for me? That's the question. It's moving up. It's close to the VWAP now. Let's see what it does. Will it take the VWAP? Or will it get rejected at the VWAP? No, that's actually that is annually, Mad Max. So the numbers they're giving you is annual percentage. It's not. That's not how much it costs you to borrow on a daily basis. It costs you like I think 600% annually. AMC costs to borrow 475% annually. So if you borrow that if you for every share you borrow, when you borrow it, that share price, that's and you held it for a year, that's when how much you'd be paying. You're paying like 5 times the cost of the share to hold it for a year, to borrow it for a year. So it's annual. It's an APR rate, not daily rate. I can check Revlon, no problem. Revlon, again, it's just sideways choppy. It's above, below. Looking at the VWAP, you look at the VWAP, how pretty much horizontal it is. That pretty much says that there's no volatility on the stock. I'll have a look at Rev B. Right, I've already got Rev up. So this is testing the underside of the VWAP. That's 38% up. This is Revelation Bioscience. So it's been downwards trending since its initial move up this morning. It's trying to test the 120s, trying to test the VWAP at 120, but it's still downwards trending. Not quite over COVID just yet, Les, but I'm over the worst of it. I'm feeling a lot more like myself today. Well, it is, of course, it's per share. I mean, if you look at AMC right now, and let's just round that up, so it's a 475%, but let's just say that it's 480%, just as a nice round number. There's a reason I'm saying that. So over the course of the year, 12 months of the year, that'll be 40% per month on average. And then there's what, 30 days on average per month. Call it 20 days, 20 business days across the course of 20 trading days across the course of the month. So you're looking at halving that as well. So 40% divided by 20. So cost per day is going to be, what's that? 5% of per share. 10% per day. 5%. Next time I borrow shares to short on AMC, I'll have a look at how much I get charged. Oh, 2%. But for every, what is AMC right now? AMC 12.50. But for every 12.50 a share, it's costing them 25 cents to borrow every time they borrow one. It costs them 25 cents a day. per share. $2.50, whatever. Well, got to be honest, it's been a bit of a non-event this closing power hour. Not much power in this hour. That's all I can say. I was expecting maybe, you know, managed to get some money out of Veru and Aeroclean earlier in the afternoon. I thought, okay, well, there seemed to be quite a bit of movement whilst I was having some dinner, something to eat. I thought, after I finished eating, maybe there'll be something to trade. I had a consultancy call half an hour before the stream went live, so I finished half an hour before the stream went live, so I couldn't trade then. And it's been a bit of a damp squib today, being completely honest. This last hour, bit of a damp squib. Yeah, very, very crap volume, Matt. But you know me, I'll talk till the sun goes down, and funny enough, the sun is starting to go down, so yeah, no problem. Well, I'll see you in the morning, Matt, or rather tomorrow afternoon, in the morning market time. Back at it tomorrow. Looks like we're done for the day. There's nothing rallying into the close. On. Looks like it might be making a bit of a rally. Let's have a quick look. No. Crap volume. Yeah. There's nothing moving. Silver Bowl Resources having a bit of a rally into the close. That's about it. Yeah, all markets selling off. So the Nasdaq selling off, kind of bouncing on the VWAP. We've got the S&P500 selling off. The Russell index never got above the green line at all today. So hopefully the Russell will have a better day tomorrow. That way we can actually make some headway with some of these small caps. Just not a good day for small caps today. No, I totally agree with you, Mad Max. It's not sustainable. If they're going to be trying to do that every year, it's just not sustainable. But the thing is, though, that they're not trying to do that every year. They're not trying to fight the swarm every year. It's only since last year that they've had to fight the swarm. Normally, GameStop would have gone out of business if it hadn't had the retail investors and the the Reddit crowd keeping it afloat. Well, I hope $3,000 profit today. Not a bad day. I've got to be honest. I've had worse. I've had much worse. So, based on 3,200 today, 5,200 yesterday. So $8,000 in 2 days. I can't complain. Yes, it's not. It depends how fast. So far, $8,000 less. So yesterday was my first trading day because Monday was a bank holiday, July the 4th, and Friday was the 1st of July, and I was sick, so I just didn't trade. So I've made $8,000 in July so far on this, my first 2 trading days, effectively. Now, Toyzilla. Is it normal to set a stop loss and get filled below the stop loss? It's perfectly normal depending on the volatility of the stock that is moving. The reason for that is your stop loss is effectively it's a market order. The idea of a stop loss, it's exactly what it is. The idea of a stop loss is it's to get you out of the position at the best available market rate. Now, if it's moving down quickly, you'll get slippage because it's a market order, not a limit order. And therein is the difference between a stop order is a market order. It's to get you out of that position in its entirety in the most cost-effective manner. So unfortunately, it's very rare that if you get hit with a stop loss, that you get hit, particularly if it's moving down at a flush type of thing. You're going to get involved in some kind of algorithmic flush. You're not going to get filled at the stop loss level. You usually get a couple of cents slippage, and in some cases, that couple of cents could be 20 cents. It depends on how liquid the stock is and how fast it's moving downwards. Because who's going to equities, stocks, buddy? I don't trade futures. Futures are a derivative. I'd rather trade the instruments that make up the derivative. So market's closed, guys. So don't forget to check out the link tree. Go and sign up to Benzinga. Go and sign up to Day Trade with Tony. And I'll see you all tomorrow. I'm just tying my laces and I'll take you out now. So, no problem at all, Toyzilla. Here he is. You're late there, Snooze. We've been missing you. You know very well you don't work. No one would hire you. You've got the charisma of a wet fart, Snooze. Okay, guys. I'll see you in the morning or the afternoon, depending on where you're based. See you for 90 minutes before the market opens tomorrow. I found out how I can schedule my lives again. So it took me a while, but I found out where they moved it, where they moved the calendar button on TikTok. So I'll see you all tomorrow, 90 minutes before the market opens. Catch you later. Enjoy the rest of your evening.